This is Trump calls Xi Jinping a and Nedrala Modi very smart. Seriously? And he praises global leadership. Okay. I don't know what this is about. Let's check it out.
Mr. President, welcome to the Axios show.
Thank you.
We wanted to make this more of a conversation than a typical interview where we're just going to hop around from topics to topic. You mentioned the G7. You saw a number of world leaders. You walked in and you said, "I'm the boss."
Yeah.
How many of them believe that?
All of them. But I was just being funny. What happened?
Okay, the thing is, I can believe he goes in and says that. I can believe he's just trying to be funny. Like, Trump is the type of person which will speak his mind. I think it's because I'm kind of the same kind of personality. I will go into a place and make a joke, honestly believing half of it, but knowing I'm doing it just in jest. He believes he is the leader of the free world, which technically he is. But at the same time, he'll make a joke about it and be like, "All right, we'll see how people take this."
When they're all sitting, and then I walked into the room, and it was just sort of funny because it's a very long table, but there's only 7 of them. The table is meant for like 30 people, so the whole end of the table looked like almost a perfect podium type setup, right? And I saw them all, and they're all well-known figures, right? The heads of countries. We had a couple of others in there too, as you know. Some, like, as an example, Modi of India, great guy. A lot of people came. They're allowed to come if they want and sit. But I walked in there, these leaders, and I just looked at them. I said, "I'm the boss, and you remember." And you know that was done as a joke. This thing got carried all over the world. I can't believe it. I was just being cute, funny. I wasn't trying to be the boss.
That's the funny thing is, like, those people, like, I know because I have kind of like the same personality. Let's be honest, Trump was saying he was the boss, but at the same time, he was doing it as humor. I do the exact same thing. If I go into a place and I feel like I have the right to speak for myself, I carry a lot of the world on my shoulders, I'd have no problem saying that. But at the same time, I'd be saying it for good humor.
You're not a fan of Lula, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not a fan or not a fan. I don't think about him, to be honest with you. I don't really think about him. I couldn't care less. But he's a different kind of a personality, very volatile. I watched as he made a speech, and it was a very volatile, and it's fine. It's all different types. So when you say about leaders, when you say about, what do they all have in common? Look, they're all smart. You can't get to that level without being smart. He's very smart as President Xi of China. He's a very smart man. You don't get to those levels where you're running a country, even if it was a small country. You have something special. Now, in some cases, it doesn't work out. But you need something special. It's not an easy thing to do.
What is it about Xi that you find most admirable?
So we have a very good relationship. And you probably heard me say yesterday, I said, I want to thank him because he didn't get involved with the whole thing with Iran. He could have gotten involved. He could have sent a nice oil ship surrounded by 12 destroyers and see if he could blast his way through the blockade, which was an unbelievable military. I think it's going to go down as one of the great military maneuvers. It was every bit as important as all the bombing we did. It really... They were dying. They had no money, no nothing for months. But President Xi, I asked him, I said, "I'd really appreciate you not getting involved." And he was great. He didn't get involved.
Obviously, if I ask you who are the 2 greatest or leaders you like the most on the world stage, I'd assume one of them is Xi.
Yeah, I think in terms of leadership, I think that's true.
Well, who's the other? When you think,
It's funny. So he's naming the world powers here. He's not going to name Putin because of what's going on with, with what's going on with the Ukraine. So he's not going to respect Putin. He respects Xi Jinping. Why? Because he's the leader of the second most powerful nation. Of course, I'm an American. I'm going to say China's the second most powerful. And then, of course, he's going to name the up-and-coming world power. Of course, India is a world power. It literally has the capability within the next 5 to 10 years to either compete with or surpass most of the first worlds. And it might become the first world, and everyone else will be a second world order.
of power and leverage and the ability to execute on that?
Well, I think Modi is very good, yeah. They've had some very good numbers announced. He stays out of wars, which is smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's 1.5 billion people. He's actually the biggest. India's actually the biggest. Modi's a great leader. And we do a lot of business with them, but now we do fair business. They used to really rip us off. I don't blame them for that. We had stupid politicians, but that allowed that to happen. But now we do a lot of business. They're not that happy about it because they used to do a lot better. So, but Modi's great. President Xi is great. Classics, I mean.
See, of course he's going to name the world powers. Of course he's going to name the world powers because those are the easiest to compliment. Because who does America have to be afraid of? Who does America have to be afraid of? Canada? No. Mexico? No. Venezuela? No. Iran? No. Israel? No. Ukraine? No. Russia? Well, Russia's in its own problem right now, so America doesn't really need to worry about Russia at this point in time. But it has to worry about the other two superpowers. It has to worry about China. It has to worry about India, because India is a superpower.
If you were going to make a movie about either one of them, you wouldn't be able to find the man in Hollywood, I'm telling you.
Do you view Anthropic and, to a degree, its CEO, Dario Amodei, as a threat to national security?
Well, not now, but a week ago, maybe. I was with him yesterday. He made a speech. I made a little speech. We were in the room, on the G7, and seems like a nice guy, smart guy. But he responded to us very quickly. Because, it's tremendous liability. People get put in prison immediately for that. You can't play games with that. And he responded very responsibly, I thought. So far, I think he will.
Do you have the power and the inclination to shut them down or possibly take them?
Well, I don't want to do that because I'm somebody that, we're beating China by a lot on AI. I was with President Xi. We talked about it. We're beating China by a lot. You need more than 2 hours for him, right? Anyway,
well, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much, sir.
Oh my gosh. They're beating China. I mean, I don't know. Because India has a very advanced AI software that's basically in production. They're trying to be the cornerstone of AI. And honestly, if India becomes the cornerstone of AI, India is going to be, the main powerhouse. Absolutely be the main powerhouse. But yeah, it's funny how, of course, he's going to be talking about India in a positive light because, like I've said, India within the next 5 to 10 years will be on par with the other superpowers. The funny thing is, if India was still in its old way of politics, if you know, like I know most of you are from India, so if you know, the fact that India would not be as progressive as it is and would not be as advanced as it is, because it'd be selling itself to other nations instead of being its own power. And that's the thing. India's become a massive power because India has decided not to invest in other nations. India has decided to invest in itself. And it's grown exponentially because of it. So, yeah, I mean, of course, Trump is going to compliment Modi and kind of compliment Xi Jinping because they're the superpowers he has to be worried of. As long as he can keep them happy, as long as they can talk to each other, the world will be fine. The world will be fine. It's when the superpowers start having issues is when you get into a situation where you're basically playing Battleship with nukes. USA has overwhelming advantages in the actual knowledge. Most advanced and new ideas are always out of USA, even if USA can't use those ideas to full potential. Yeah, that is true because, well, the US kind of hoards a lot of the knowledge. It hoards it, and that's why you always get like spies and everyone and just coming in and trying to take knowledge and information out. Trying to get information out.
You guys got a video?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait on that.